Hey everybody, this is Blue, and I wanted to cover this video for both of my channels because it affects both of my channels. I am a pagan, and I also do tabletop role-playing games. And so this is kind of irking me off, and so let's talk about this. This is the one thing that's been kind of driving me away from the pagan communities, is because we have too many people that are taking social political topics and making it a part of their practice. And, you know, if that's what you want to do on your individual practice, that's fine. But then we have people that are then projecting those standards and saying that anybody that does not follow these standards is wrong. And so it's no longer a paganism, it's no longer a practice that is open to everybody and we share what we have in common. No. In the pagan community, it seems that lately you can agree with somebody 19 out of 20 topics, and the only thing that they're going to focus about is one, the one that you disagreed with. And I think that is bullshit, because, you know, it's supposed to be a community, right? And so we should be thinking about the positive. No, they are only going to focus on the negative. They want an echo chamber. They want you to agree with them on everything. And if you don't, you are an ist or a phobe. And that's... Okay? I was accused of being a transphobe, even though for many years I have condemned Z Budapest for being a transphobe. For those of you who do not know, many years ago at a pagan event, Z Budapest, who is a Dianic Wiccan, banned non-naturally born females from her ritual practices. She was only wanting biological women in her rituals because she is Dianic, which is a female-focused practice. Okay? And so, you know, people are in these communities also turning more and more activists. They're very angry. They want to find somebody that they can attack for credit. They want the social credits involved because they defended their cause for what they believed in. They want to play the victim card, and that just drives me up the wall. And so because of you have to walk on eggshells with some of these people, you know, you just walk away, you know. And I'm seeing this in almost every community where people are just walking away because they're just going, no more drama for me. That's kind of the way I've turned into it. Now, there has been a couple of videos made about the Wasification of D&D, and this is a part of this because Wizards of the Coast, the people that are publishing the current D&Ds, they are saying because of real-world applications, they are going to walk away from using certain words. And so let's get into this BS. Alright, Magic the Gathering head designer says Wizards of the Coast avoiding the term witch because it's a real-world religious identifier, considering retiring druid and shaman for the same reason. Now, there are so many professions in the tabletop role-playing community that are also in there that have or had realistic connections. Should we ban the word cleric? How about paladin? Okay, we got teachers in there, man. We should have the teachers union strike about all this crap. But because there are people out there, and unfortunately they are right in one fashion, there are people of the pagan witch communities that are wanting to be offended about everything, and so they are going to be offended by them using witch in a manner that they don't agree with. And I am offended because they are wanting to shun the word witch. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a witch. Yes, they're going to use some negative connotations with it here or there. I mean, in the Rollmaster game that I play, they have various versions of witch. They even have the warlock out there. And for those of the pagan community, they know this, but for those of you who don't, the word warlock does not mean male witch. A warlock is an oath breaker. So a warlock is considered to be an evil witch. And so they are wanting to take these words away. Well, druids, we have a lot of people that are proud to be druids. We have people out there who are proud to be shamans. And so for you taking that away from them, trying to retire that word, you are taking some of their pride away from them. You know, and in one way, this could be reversed against them because, you know, they want to be inclusive by retiring the word druid or shaman or witch and all that. You are actually removing people from their communities because what if you are a druid? What if you are a shaman? Huh? Can't use those words anymore? Well, then you are actually pushing people away from the game. They don't think these through. Just like so many of these other activists in the Pagan Witch communities and in the tabletop role-playing communities, they don't think things through. They are going for virtue points and they are just going off like a chicken with its head cut off, thinking that they're doing the right thing when they're not. In continuing their campaign to make their once beloved tabletop offerings as inclusive and unoffensive as possible, Magic the Gathering head designer Mark Rosewater has revealed that not only has Wizards of the Coast began avoiding the term witch because of its real world religious identifier, but the company is also looking to retire the druid and shaman character types for the same reason. Ugh. Rosewater, who has served in his current position since 2003, confirmed Wizards of the Coast's new approach to such terms while speaking with fans on his personal Tumblr blog. Blah, blah, blah. Asked on September 28th by fellow Tumblr user Falipede, why isn't witch a type? It seems like it has a much stronger identity than warlock, Rosewater asserted, which is a real-world religious identifier, so we choose to avoid it. Well, there are so many things that people could say is a real-world identifier. Like I said, we have scholars, okay? We have all these different religious terms, not just those that are in the pagan community, but they are wanting to check off the boxes for any minority. Okay, and so this is just bothering me that the Wasification of not only the tabletop role-playing game community, but for the Pagan Witch community too, because we seem to have people that are wanting the victim card on everything. Now, this article was found on Bounding for Comics. It is just amazing. I'm not going to read it all. Following up the designer's answer, another player, Ego Chariot Rider, further pressed if witch is excluded because of its significance as a real-world religious identifier, why are shaman and druid creature types? To this inquiry, Rosewater revealed that we are currently examining that exact topic. Okay, yes, they are thinking about retiring these class titles. And, you know, thank gosh, you know, only WotC is going to be doing this for D&D. But I fear that this is going to go into all the other clones too. Some of the other clones are just as scared and all that. Royal Master, thankfully, we have professions called Druid, Shaman, Witch, Warlock, Wizard. We have all those. And I am afraid to see what would happen today. Are we going to be allowed to use that word? I mean, what if you come up with a new profession for yourself, for your game, your homebrew? Do we have to worry that somebody is going to see that on an online blog, then all of a sudden call you a istophobe of some sort because I am offended by that term? I mean, good gosh. I think people in the tabletop role-playing game community and the Pagan Witch community need to get a spine. I think that they are so fragile, wanting to be offended so that they can have a new cause to fight for, so that they can get views, they can get attention, they can get the dopamine rush, that they're willing to do this stupidity. Okay? And, there's more to this. I just talked about titles of professions, of classes. Okay. And, I guess I better. Receiving a message from Andy Montalban in which they implored, please don't phase out Druids. I've always enjoyed seeing local Celtic culture, history represented, and unlike witches, they're not a sinister depiction. Agreed. Although most witches are good people. If magic can handle exaggerated fantasy clerics, angels, and demons, I think we deserve druids along them. Christian symbols have already crowded out pagan alternatives in many places, the designer admitted. Druid is far less of an issue than shaman. Okay. Yeah, this person's obviously a pagan, probably. And I agree with him on so much because I ran alternative worlds of Earth, alternative histories. And I love to put in Celtic culture. I'm Scotch-Irish, so that's important to me. And so yes, I like to have druids in my game. And I usually have a druid in my group. And so if you're going to do all this sterilization of the game is no longer worth playing. Plain and simple. And, we need to get thicker skinned. We need to be able to handle more. And oh my gosh. This is another issue that we had in here. We're going to hit them all. And this is race swapping, because in this Magic the Gathering card, they turned Aragorn. Remember Aragorn, Lord of the Rings? He's now black in this one. Okay, and so that was just, WotC was looking for points. Okay, we're at the end here. Of the article. But anyway, WotC, they decided they were going to remove the concept of half-orcs because orcs are considered monsters, creatures, and all that. And so half-orcs were bad. They also said that half-elves were bad. So crossbreeding was bad. Well, we have people in the modern world that are, they are, I'd say, half African-American and half something else, some European form, okay? They are not bad people, right? Those children, they're good people. And thus we're saying that they're bad because half races are, WotC is saying that half races are bad. And so they are promoting racism more than they realize it. They're not thinking things through. And, they removed the half-elf concept, right? We all remember this little topic. Well, in the pagan world, Norse mythology, they had elves. There were half-elves. This predates WotC by thousands of years. And so WotC is actually going against history, going against religious beliefs to push their frickin' narrative. So again, they're thinking they're doing so many great, wonderful things, but WotC is sucking completely. This is why I thankfully will never play D&D or any of the clones. So this is my rant, everybody. I hope that you can understand that they went too far on all of this political correctness. The woke has infected and destroyed D&D. The wokeness has infiltrated the pagan communities as well, and all it's going to do is push people away. So that is my rant. This is Blue, and everybody please take care. Be at peace.